afternoon and welcome to CoreTV News in the Hour. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. A group of activists under the banner of Coalition of Concerned Nigerian Citizens on Monday staged a solidarity march to the presidential villa to show support for President Muhammadu Buhari's war against corruption. They say Buhari stands on the probe of corrupt former government officials and the recovery of looted funds is a step in the right direction. The group was received at the first entry point to the villa by the President Buhari's media advisor, Femi Adesina, Basiaye reports.
As the ongoing anti-corruption war embarked upon by the Buhari administration gathers momentum, many Nigerians have continued to applaud the efforts so far. One of such is this coalition of concerned Nigerians comprising different groups, including the Bring Back Our Girls group. Though they are stopped at the gate, the president's media handlers are on hand to give the group audience. First, they present a petition to President Buhari, after which they expressed a vote of confidence on his anti-corruption crusade.
We have delivered a paper, a presentation, which includes 3 major issues. And these are: one, that the president should continue with the war against corruption and prop the past. Secondly, that Mr. President should make good his promise of declaring his assets publicly. And thirdly, that those who are advocating for amnesty for corruption should please abandon that unpopular position, because the mandate we gave the president includes prop.
Corruption affects more of youth. The issue of unemployment, the issue of crime, the issue of violence, that once the president can fix the issue of corruption, Nigeria will be on the path of accelerated development.
In his address, the Special Advisor on Media, Femi Adesina, reaffirms his principal's commitment to recovering all looted funds, as well as the trial of culprits. He said the unfolding events are steps the president is taking to fulfill his campaign promises to Nigerians.
He's a man of his word. He's a man of his word. He will stay the course and corruption will be fought to a standstill. And it's a war that is winnable with the support of the generality of Nigeria. Then I have this document you have given to me to pass on to him. The points you have raised, he will look at them because he's a responsive and responsible president. He will note the things you have asked for, and I'm sure he will respond adequately.
With many revelations made on the issue of funds recovery and government's bid to sanitize the system, many Nigerians are hopeful that the days ahead will witness a more open approach in the anti-corruption fight. Basiaye, CoreTV News, Abuja.
President Muhammadu Buhari is prepared to facilitate the employment of an extra 100,000 police officers. He also wants to put in place a properly trained and well-equipped federal anti-terrorism multi-agency task force to address the challenge of Boko Haram and any form of insurgency. The president made this known at a one-day national security summit organized by the Nigerian Police Force in Abuja. President Buhari disclosed this that he is considering the expansion of closed-circuit television system to all major citizen towns in the country. He further expressed readiness to encourage states to look at state-level community interaction with police under a model that will interact members of the community to policing functions at the grassroots levels. President Muhammadu Buhari said that the resettlement and comfort of internally displaced persons will remain a top priority of the federal government. Speaking after a briefing by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Ezekiel Oyebola Oyemomi, President Buhari said that the well-being of about 1.5 million people displaced by the insurgency in the northeast must always be uppermost in the minds of those in government. The president therefore directed the ministry to always be mindful of the pathetic circumstances of the IDPs and factor them into proposals for next year's budget. Oyemomi briefed President Buhari on the activities of his ministry as well as the ministry's successes and the challenges. He further asked for improved funding for the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development in the 2016 budget. Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says all actions so far taken by the All Progressives Congress government are geared towards ensuring that Nigeria takes its proper place in the Committee of Nations. He said the party was determined to ensure that the country emerged a major player in international affairs. Osinbajo, speaking on Jos on Monday, explained that to achieve this, the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari was planning to implement desirable changes that would not only bring greater transparency and accountability in the process of governance, but also promote inclusiveness in the pursuit of programs that would benefit Nigerians. Addressing participants at the National Institutes for Policy and Strategic Studies, near Jos, at the opening ceremony of a workshop, Osinbajo said the government was focused on revamping the country's economy. The Vice President, who was represented by the Head of Service of the Federation, Danladi Kifase, stressed that the focus of the current administration is on rebuilding the country by galvanizing collective energy towards a common purpose. The Controller General of Nigeria Customs Service, Diko Abdullahi, is voluntarily retired from office. He tendered his resignation a few weeks ago and would be proceeding on retirement from Tuesday, August 18. President Buhari has since approved his request in a letter he personally signed. The outgoing Customs Chief told State House correspondent that he was taking a bow out of office after spending 6 years at the helms.
Tomorrow, rather, 6 years as the Controller General of Customs. And after wide consultations, I decided to personally meet him and express my gratitude and appreciation for serving for 6 years. And the only way the Nigerian Customs Service can move forward, I feel personally, is by making a sacrifice. The sacrifice is to give chance to others so that they can come off and continue with the legacy and the reform and the structure that I put in place. We have no fear. The time I'm going, it is the time when I feel that those young ones that develop the software can come off and manage the software.
This is still CoreTV News, and now we'll take a break now, but back on more stories. Please stay with us.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to our husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will stand for Yoruba land, will be strong man, we don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
You're welcome back. For more on the news and other programs, please visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can follow us on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. Also visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space the news. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has urged intending pilgrims from the state to this year's Hajj exercise to be good ambassadors of the state, just as he assured them of adequate welfare package. While declaring open a seminar for intending pilgrims at an event in Lagos, Ambode urged them to take advantage of the various lectures and orientation programs put together for the spiritual development of all intending pilgrims, adding that they should be mindful of the image of the state and country during their interactions with fellow pilgrims and others in the whole land. The governor said it was gratifying that of the 66,000 pilgrims from Nigeria to this year's Hajj, 3,047 are residents of Lagos, making the state the highest in the southwest region. He said the state is in dire need of men and women who have the fear of God and demonstrate religious tolerance and ready to sacrifice all they have for the growth and development of the state and nation in general. Guest lecturer at the seminar, Tajuddin Yusuf, addressed the gathering on the need to comport themselves and ensure the pray for Lagos states and the country while on the exercise and ensure the pray for the state and country as a whole. A Catholic priest has been murdered in Owerri, Imo State capital, southeast Nigeria. The priest, whose lifeless body was found along a lonely bush path, is yet to be fully identified. However, an identification card found on him shows as a staff of Imo State Polytechnic. The police public relations officer, Andrew Owerri, over the phone confirmed the incident to CoreTV News, adding that the police has recovered the sport utility vehicle belonging to the deceased, but no arrest has been made in connection to his death. While speaking with CoreTV News, the police said they are suspecting a case of assassination owing to the condition of death of the priest who was found on the bush path leading to Port Harcourt. According to Owerri, the endless fracas emanating from Imo State Polytechnic cannot be distanced from the case, while promising the commitment of the force to investigate and bring the perpetrators to book. While 23-year-old Ugochukwu Ekwe on Sunday committed suicide, the incident happened at his Festac 311 Road B Close residence, and the deceased was reported to have attempted suicide twice. An eyewitness account revealed that late Ekwe had refused to accompany his aunt and siblings to church on Sunday, opting to play football instead. A friend later discovered his lifeless body hanging, while the real cause of his action is under investigation. Policemen from Festac Division have taken away the bodies. Some residents who spoke with CoreTV News ascribed Ekwe's action to possible discrimination and frustration. Ugochukwu Ekwe was an albino. Over 200,000 Nigerian children have been treated for acute malnourishment with the support of United Nations Children's Fund in the past 6 years. According to the Ministry of Health, about 1.7 million children have been reached through its high-impact and cost-effective community-based approach in managing acute malnutrition. Government officials say they are committed to sustaining the intervention. We'll bring you details of the report in a subsequent bulletin. President Muhammadu Buhari says he will gladly reverse or abandon some inherited economic policies if doing so will lead to the creation of more jobs for Nigerians. At a meeting in the presidential villa with executive members of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, President Buhari directed the Ministry of Industries, Trade and Investment and Finance, as well as the Central Bank and other relevant government agencies to evolve before next year's budget new policies to boost domestic manufacturing. He lamented that the textile industry that employed about 320,000 people in the past only parades about 30,000 now. It shows the carelessness of past governments if almost 300,000 people lose jobs in a single sector. We have a clear idea of how we can stimulate employment, and we will work very hard to do so. The Man President, Frank Ubrembe Jacobs, has appealed for a review of policies that stifle the manufacturing sector, noting that the importance of a robust manufacturing sector for the general well-being of the economy cannot be overemphasized. Management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, headed by its Group Managing Director, Emmanuel Kachiko, met with key officials of unions in the sector, as well as the entire workforce, a bid to chart a new course for the sector. The Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers and Petroleum NUPENG and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Pengasan has raised concerns over the approach adopted in implementing reforms in the oil and gas industry by the NNPC management. The oil workers, who said they were not being carried along in the process, challenged Kachiko to recover the stolen trillions of naira in the sector rather than sack workers they described as innocent. Kachiko, in a statement, had stated that the mandate given to him by President Muhammadu Buhari was to turn around the entire commercial processes and procedures in order to impact on the growth and operations of the corporation. He further stated that the recent repositioning was to put in place the right set of skills for performance, stressing that the new arrangement provided a veritable vista for up-and-coming professionals in the corporation to have a speedy career path. Kachiko promised that the NNPC under his watch will put mechanisms to would plug all revenue leakages in the upstream, midstream and downstream sector. The Standards Organization of Nigeria is to clamp down on products that are not recognized in its e-products registration database. This according to the Director General Joseph Odumodu, will help in ensuring the only quality products are available in Nigerian market. He further revealed that SON will collaborate with non-government organizations to remove the product from shelves nationwide. Odumodu made this known at a one-day roundtable presentation of an enforcement initiative, Operation Flush.
This, according to the Director General, is in spite of the reduction of the influx of such products by 46%. The government agency now wants manufacturers and retailers to ensure that their products go through the standard test.
The e-product registration system has established a database of all certified products in the country, whether they are locally made or imported. A certified product is one that has passed all the tests for the standard specifications by some. And any product that has not been so recognized in the e-product database will attract the attention of Operation E-Flush. So the key message here is don't stock, don't sell. We are dealing with wholesalers and retailers alike to patronize only manufacturers and importers whose products are e-registered.
Now, the agency is ready to take products that fail the standard test of the market. It says the newly launched Operation E-Flush has a database that will capture all products that have passed through the test. The DG has also threatened to stop the circulation of any good that does not comply with SON standard.
Operation E-Flush actually is looking more at the distribution chain. The e-product registration system has established a database of all SON certified products in the country, whether they are locally made or imported. A certified product is one that has passed all the tests for the standard specifications by SON. And any product that has not been so recognized in the e-product database will attract the attention of Operation E-Flush.
The agency is also keen on ensuring that imported goods are also subjected to the SON test of quality. But for now, it wants Nigerians to stop patronizing products without the SON certification. Paris Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
This is still CoreTV News, and I will take another break. I'll be back on my stories. Please don't go away.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
That area is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth.
Whatever it is that will bring our military to this recruit, I said to hell
on Core Digest.
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody has a right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge.
And outside Nigeria, bombers exploded close to a shrine in the center of Thailand's capital, Bangkok, killing at least 19 people and injuring more than 120. The Erawan shrine, which was crowded at the time of the blast, is a major tourist attraction. Foreigners, including Chinese, among the casualties. No one has yet said they carried out the attack, and Defense Minister Prawit Wongawon said the bombers had targeted foreigners to damage tourism and the economy. As Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha said, the government will set up a war room to coordinate its response. National Police Chief Somwhat Popongwa said that 10 Thais had been confirmed dead, along with one Chinese and one Filipino, as the shrine is dedicated to the Hindu god Braha, but is also visited by thousands of Buddhists each day. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has approved stringent new counter-terrorism laws to fight a growing jihadist insurgency. The laws establish special courts and offer additional protection from legal consequences for military and police officers who have used force. They also impose the death penalty for anyone found guilty of setting up or leading a terrorist group. Jihadist groups stepped up their attacks after Military overthrew President Mohamed Morsi 2 years ago and launched a deadly crackdown on the Muslim Brotherhood. Well, that's the wrap on CoreTV News and I'm Thanks for watching. I'm Olajumoke. Good afternoon.